Hello, my name is Swissbianco. In this video I will talk about the Centerpoint brand red dot sight. This one has the number 72602. They make a lot of different red dot sights, of course, and that's going to change over the time, so this is the model number. It gets a bit confusing as there are so many red dots around and they don't put any name on it. As we look on the paperwork, it is a 1x25 multi-tack sight. That's what they call it. It includes the battery, the flip caps, the mount in Weaver style. It's a 1-inch mount, the tools, the mounts again, of course, and the instructions. The brand is Centerpoint, that is related with Crossman. Now, back in the days, in the 80s, as the red points did come over to Switzerland, that was simply a red dot, as the name say in Finnish. They were a bit bigger than 1 inch usually, and that can be a drawback or a positive as well. It depends on the application, what you use it for. So this one is really advanced in that regard, especially for the low price that they charge. It changes the color from red to green. You can adjust that, and then you have 3 dots as well, or this one here, that I like the most of all the 4 different sights that you can adjust in. And this one is the typical game player sight, I would say. That covers a bit too much, in my opinion, of the target area. It depends, of course, the size of the target and how far it is away, but it's already cluttered up in the middle. So this one is still, for me, the best. If I don't use just the dot. The dot has a bit the drawback that you need to aim pretty much in the middle of the red dot sight to see the dot. If you aim a bit on the side on this one, you see where it starts, so you can move in and get it centered on a target. So it also say 100% waterproof, fog-proof, shock-proof, all that. And the warranty from Centerpoint is really well. They give you on this product 1 year warranty. The battery is a CR2032, that's standard. Also the little photon lights use a similar cell, so that is no problem. It's needed that you get a bit spares on hand also for storage. Some of them, if not all of them, are lithium, as best as I remember, and they last pretty long in storage. And here we see the address of Centerpoint, and there the website centerpointoptics.com for the latest information on the red dot and scope products that they make. That of course changes. We have now September 2014 as I make this video. Then we see on top again the model number, and of course made in China. Unfortunately, for that little money, it's not possible to make it in USA or in another country. That would be a bit away from China, but that is how that is. Now we see it comes with 2 covers, just simple spring-loaded covers that snap in, that you can just push a little bit and they go off. It's a relative simple and cheap thing. It also is a bit on the blinky side. So my ones, as I reach over, my ones, I always paint them first with a special primer for plastic, and then I do matte olive or matte black. This one is olive, so you see the difference in the blinkiness. That is already gone. It depends, of course, on your application, what you're gonna use it for. And to the sight itself, we see the 2 mounts. They are simpler mounts, just with 2 screws. They did not use the regular style. It's simply a left and a right piece of aluminum that is screwed together, of course, for the weaver rail. And yeah, the made in China they put on below, so usually if the red point is mounted you don't see that too far. They even put a serial number on the item, really nice. And then we see the smaller ones are for adjustment, of course. This one is left and right. We see the arrow goes down, so that means the counter, the clockwise, it would go towards the left. It's also marked on the button. I always loop them a bit up the threads there, and we see there is no rubber o-ring. It was just a bit the grease that did irritate me for a minute, but the thread is fine and it goes all the way down, so if you medium turn it on then that should work. The same on top is of course for up and down, and the more important part is over here. That is the bigger one to turn it on and off. As we see here is a millet point, and there is the other millet point. This one is for adjust the sight in the different fashion as I did show here. So we can see here it is on green, the G is green but it's off, and then we simply turn it, it clicks a bit, is on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then it is off, and now it is on red, 1, 2, and so on. So that is always needed to put it off on the R section. It's not that clear marked that would be off in R, but that is it. And of course on top we have the engraving of the battery. It is a bit hard to take off because there is a rubber o-ring, so as we loosen that up, it's a spring loaded part, and in the middle you see the battery there. So that one has a o-ring on the part here, and the thread is pretty small, so I looped that up a bit too. You simply need to press it straight way down, don't force it if it won't screw in too well and easy. Then you hold the lower section and you close the upper section so it's tight, and check that you are on R so it's off. Then we have the other part here, and we see it is already on my favorite, on that style. Here we see the clutter up one, which basically would be like this, then it changes, that would be changed back. Then we have the 3 dots and the 1 dot. Now that screw here was a bit a troublemaker, whatever that is for. I had to screw that a little bit more in because it was on the loose side. So that is typical with Chinese, they don't care much about the details, so this was a point that I needed to check, also to lube up the threads and all that. Now how it's gonna look. As I turn it on, yeah, the camera see it, that is in green there. Then we see the clutter up one. I go back, and then the 3 dots, and then 1 dot. This one was on 5, that is the brightest setting. I put it down on 1. Yeah, there it is. We see in the middle it is, now we have 3 dots like that. So that is on 1. That is on the lowest setting on 1, and 5 was the highest setting. Now we go to red on the highest setting as well, and we're gonna show the different ones there. We see the 3 dots and 1 dot. Now I go from 5 to 1. It's a bit tougher to see there. We see it now, it is in the middle. 3 dots. But I think the camera see it pretty well, as best as I see it now. Hopefully on the video it's gonna show pretty good too. And then, as always, we're gonna put it on R so it is off. So that is how it looks as it is mounted on your rifle or on your handgun, depending on what it is. The item comes with 2 batteries. It's a lithium battery, as I did remember correct. And we have here a bit a flyer kind of thing that was with it too. It's a paper, it's not a sticker. Of course, the Allen wrench for mount the scope. It comes with a bit a cleaning rag for the optics. If you clean the lenses, always use a bit something that is soft to it and not scratchy. And then the 2 mounts, the covers I did already show. Those are rather flimsy. And finally we have pretty big owner's manual. It comes in Spanish, in French, and in English. We're only gonna have a look on the English part. It's a bit battered up because they needed to put it all the way in the box there, in that packaging. As you look at the manual, you can always stop the video and read it in detail. Basically what I did already show and say about it. The magnification is a 1 time. The tube diameter actually is 30mm. It's not 1 inch, so it's 30mm. There is a correction I have to make according to the manual. So that only matters as you're gonna change the mount to a different style. Usually it's 1 inch. Less common is 30mm, so this one is 30mm. That gives you more of a field of view inside. I like it. I still like the older red dot sights that had about 40-50mm holes or tubes. That gave you a lot of field of view. So that much about the Centerpoint tactical red and green dot sight.